Let's now shift focus to Karnataka, where just about an hour back there was a lot of anticipation that the drama is coming to an end. That clearly is still not happening. On July 6th, exactly at 1 p.m., the coalition crisis cracked open, and since then Karnataka crisis continued to mind with no conclusion in sight. But let's just tell you since morning what have been the developments, because every single day this story just keeps going on and on and on. Sometimes annoying, in fact, to just revisit this story and pick it up every single day from the point where we left the evening before. Now, the coalition Natka finally seems to be nearing an end, but I'm saying this with a question mark, because the fact remains the Chief Minister has just told the media there that he might not meet the governor. Earlier, there was speculation that he might go and meet the governor, and that gave rise to other concerns that possibly he doesn't have the numbers and he may resign. However, the Chief Minister has denied that there is any meeting with the governor. Now, development number 2. Congress's State President Dinesh Gundu Rao dismissed the report suggesting Kumaraswamy's resignation as mere rumour.
So there are news reports that the Chief Minister is also going to Raj Bhavan and is going to resign by 6:37. That's talked of a separate meeting earlier.
Why, when we are discussing here, I don't know from where these rumors are coming. These are rumors.
Now, as Speaker confirmed the trust vote today, Yediyurappa asked all his MLAs to reach Vidhan Sauda for the Assembly session. That happened in the morning. Post that, the Speaker had summoned the rebel MLAs to appear at 11 a.m. tomorrow for hearing in the disqualification petitions moved by Siddaramaiah. Remember, the Supreme Court did not hear the petition of the rebels today, at least 2 of the independent rebel MLAs today, when they approached the Supreme Court.
ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಚೀಫ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಸೋಮವಾರ ಮುಗಿಸೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. ನಾನು ಸೋಮವಾರ ಮುಗಿಸೋಣ, ಮಾತಾಡೋರೆಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಡಿ, ಸೋಮವಾರ ಮುಗಿಸೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. It will ask, he is a hurried man, they are hurry for power, and they are all using the, I am very sorry, the governor of Karnataka, they are using the governor of Karnataka, writing letters since under the 175(2). It is, certain messages can be given, not to the vote of confidence. It is very clear. And there is a lot of directions from the Supreme Court also in Arunachal case and various other cases.
All right, development number 5, India Today exclusive. Rocked the Vidhan Sauda. India Today's interview with rebel MLA Pratap Gowda Patil was raked up, where he said he will join the BJP and contest by polls as BJP candidate. Patil confirmation came after Yediyurappa said more MLAs will jump ship.
मैं ये पूछ रहा था कि आप रिजाइन अभी कर चुके हैं, तो क्या आप बीजेपी ज्वाइन करने वाले क्या सर नेक्स्ट स्टेप?
यस, बीजेपी ज्वाइन कर.
कब होगा सर ये ज्वाइनिंग प्रोसेस, कब होगा सर?
रेसिग्नेशन एक्सेप्ट होने के बाद.
सर ऑल्सो सर, क्या उन्होंने प्रॉमिस भी किया कि आप बाई इलेक्शन बीजेपी टिकट से लड़ सकते हैं?
And now this will give a lot of ammunition to the Congress party to in fact allege that it is the BJP behind the entire Nataka in Karnataka. Now the Supreme Court today also did not give any reprieve to the independent MLAs H. Nagesh and R. Shankar, and they refused to hear the plea seeking immediate floor test in the Karnataka Assembly. As the independent MLAs Council Mukul Lohadki mentioned the matter, the CJI said the matter can't be heard today but can be taken up tomorrow if need be. Now, in all this drama which is taking place in Karnataka, let's very quickly just take a look at the numbers before I go to my colleagues and Rahul Srivastava, National Affairs Editor India Today. So we'll just show you the numbers, how they are stacked up right now. All right, so at this point of time, let me bring in my colleagues for more details on this story. At least at Rahul Srivastava. Rahul, tell me one thing. we were expecting there would be some sort of conclusion today. Why is it? Why is it that the Congress has decided to play it another day?
Ankit, can I bring some bad news to begin with? My sources in the Congress and the JDS camp in Karnataka and Bangalore are saying that there is a possibility that the trust vote may not be held today. And there is an attempt to wait for the Speaker to adjudicate on the disqualification resignation issue of the rebel MLAs. Now, the idea is that the indication coming is, or the signal being sent out to the rebel MLAs is that before this government falls, they will be disqualified. That's perhaps is the last ditch effort. The Speaker has summoned all the rebel MLAs to Bangalore to meet him 11 o'clock in the morning. So is there a new twist? Sources are saying very unlikely a trust vote happening today or a resignation by denied by Mr. Kumaraswamy and others. Likelihood it may well be tomorrow, and before that some decision from the Speaker on the disqualification of the MLAs.
So Rahul, it seems at this point of time, and let me also bring in Akash Kolru and Nolan Pinto from the Vidhan Sauda. Akash, despite all the efforts that the Congress-JDS could make to try and stall it, to try and get back the rebels, no movement from the rebels. What is the play? What is it that Mr. Kumaraswamy is now waiting for?
Well, Ankit, we get a sense that the gameplay is back to riding over the fear of disqualification. In that all-important press conference done by the President of the Karnataka Congress, Mr. Dinesh Gundu Rao, made three very important points that we need to consider. The first, of course, he belittled all reports of the resignation coming in from the Chief Minister himself. The second, we only expected the Congress party to use those pending petitions before the Supreme Court as a reason to stall the vote once again. Because remember, both the Congress and the JDS have sought clarification over the interim order on whether the whip is applicable. He also goes on to say that I thank the Speaker for giving a judgment or passing an order in our favor, basically meaning that the whip is applicable. And the third point, and the all-important point that he makes, is that he says we don't want governments to fall or form due to misinformation. So basically, they want this fear of a disqualification to go all the way to those rebel MLAs who are holed up in Mumbai, and he categorically mentions that. He says that we want them to know that the BJP is using them and the BJP does not care about them. So as far as we are concerned on the ground, we get a sense that this is one last attempt that Mr. HD Kumaraswamy and the coalition is having a go at with respect to getting their disgruntled MLAs back. Okay. But as it seems, it's not working in their favor at this point of time, Ankit.
Nolan, despite making the offer, or at least trying to put it out for the rebel MLAs, when in the morning it was DK Shivkumar who said that Kumaraswamy is ready to give up the Chief Minister's chair for a Congress Chief Minister to take over, even that is not working. Nothing seems to be working for the Congress-JDS. Was it just something to, in fact, try and lure them back, just to throw it out in the air? Or is Kumaraswamy serious about giving up the chair if that could save the coalition?
Well, Ankit, as of now, what we are learning from our sources is that these are just different tactics that the coalition partners, the Congress and the JDS, are trying to do in order to get back all those rebel MLAs. They've tried, like you stated, saying that we will change the Chief Minister, we'll bring in either Parmeshwar, Siddaramaiah or even DK Shivkumar, comeback supporters. That is not working. Now, their last effort is this. If we are going to fall, we are not going to allow you to survive over there. In fact, all my colleagues have stated this. Mr. Dinesh Gundu Rao, I attended that press conference, and he very clearly said, I want this message to go to them, and we are asking you to give this message to those rebel MLAs, because the Speaker has clearly given a ruling that the whip is enforced, the whip will be used, and if those MLAs do not come, the legislative party leaders of both the Congress and the JDS are free to approach him and he will take further action. So basically, they are trying to push the trust vote at least till tomorrow to give one last chance to those rebel MLAs, and also wait to see what the Supreme Court's ruling is on the petition filed by both Siddaramaiah as well as Kumaraswamy on the particular whip issue, seeking clarification on that whip issue. So that one last ditch effort they are trying tonight.
Okay, Nolan, Akash, stay on with me. Rahul, you know, and we're just putting this out. We thought it would be very interesting for our viewers to know the history of the last 20 years, and it has been largely quite tumultuous as far as the Karnataka Assembly is concerned. We'll just put those graphics out, and then I will in fact ask a question to Rahul Srivastava. In the last 20 years, 5 assembly polls have taken place. 2 fractured mandates have gone ahead as far as Karnataka is concerned. Now, 10 chief ministers. The state has seen 10 chief ministers, 2 president rule stints in the last 20 years. And remember, and this should in fact come as a warning to both the Congress-JDS and the BJP, voters have always voted out the incumbent government in Karnataka. They don't take too kindly to these, jod-tod kind of sarkars in the state of Karnataka. Rahul, this is very interesting. It also gives you some perspective. Is both, at this point of time, are both the BJP, Congress, JDS, are they ignoring the history? Voters have seen this through many times before, and they have never given the confidence to the government which tries to stick on to the chair, by this Ayaram, Gayaram, Jod-tod syndrome.
You see, Ankit, I think the people of Karnataka made up for the fractured mandate by voting very decisively in the Lok Sabha elections. And that mandate was also a rap on the knuckles as far as the disparate coalition between Congress and JDS is concerned. I think somewhere this is where lies the catch, that will the BJP in a situation like this, where there is great amount of instability, the party hasn't covered itself with glory. We admit that the Congress-JDS alliance is down in the dumps right now as far as this credibility is concerned. But the fact is, the manner in which MLAs were taken away, held by the BJP, though not forcibly, but the fact remains that there was a very clear attempt to engineer defections. In that scenario, the BJP also might like to bide some time, go for certain amount of image correction, and then have elections, because otherwise I think even this, what has transpired over the last 15 days, will not be covering the BJP with glory. Yes. The interesting element here will be that what will the Congress and the JDS do in future in case there is a midterm, not today maybe, but the BJP say goes for midterm after 6 months, 7 months, because even the BJP will not enjoy
Rahul,
free government.
Can I just go across to the Karnataka Assembly right now? There is a lot of ruckus going on, and it seems it is going on from the ruling, from the treasury benches. Let's just listen in. Let's just listen in what is happening in Karnataka Assembly. Coming to an end, nearing an end, or is this just to build up crescendo, build up momentum for another day of delay, is what the most curious question would be. Nolan, I know you are outside Vidhan Sauda right now, but any word about why is everybody, especially on the treasury benches, standing up and this pandemonium? Do we know the cause of this pandemonium? I know you are outside the Vidhan Sauda, but there is a lot of ruckus happening inside. Any clue why the treasury benches right now are standing up and creating this tamasha?
The House has been adjourned.
So in fact, I'm not getting that information as to what exactly is happening inside, but it could most probably be on the trust vote itself, because like you rightly stated, Mr. Yediyurappa had actually instructed all his MLAs to be here in the evening because he believed that the trust vote would take place. And now we see that the Treasury bench says that 15 to 16 of 16 MLAs still need to speak, and that's not going to happen. And if you see the rate at which how they are speaking, each one of them takes about 1.5 hours, which means that it can actually prolong till Thursday or Friday, which is a no-can-do for the BJP.
Hold on to that thought, Nolan. Hold on to that thought. Let's just update our viewers. 10-minute adjournment in the Karnataka Assembly at this point of time. The Speaker has left the Assembly. The Treasury benches and the opposition still there. Look at Rahul. it's exciting for a political journalist. You've seen this tamasha a lot of times, but it's quite sad on the other hand that the people of Karnataka have to endure this entire drama. 17 days, no governance. All we are talking about, is he going to resign? Is he not going to resign? Is Yediyurappa coming back? Look at this, a full circle right now of the senior leaders of the Congress-JDS trying to strategize right there on the floor of the House. They've got a 10-minute breather.
And Ankit, I think we don't give much credit to the people who are doing the camera work inside assembly sessions. I have not seen so many strategy sessions on the floor of the House by a government during a trust vote. And that last picture of Yediyurappa we saw with a hand on his forehead is in a sense of displaying the sense of dismay that he has done everything. He has held on, he has managed to break away Congress-JDS MLAs, he has hung on to them, he has ensured loyalty from them. DK Shiv Kumar and the Congress, along with Kumaraswamy and others, have frustrated virtually every attempt by the BJP. And now comes a latest twist in which it is being claimed by the Congress and the JDS MLAs that till the time the disqualification plea against the MLAs who have rebelled against the party is settled, how can there be a trust vote? That issue has to face a closure. So the Speaker is caught in a dilemma because in the afternoon, he was saying there was a gentlemanly promise by the government that there will be a trust vote today. But the gentlemanly promise has changed. The gentlemen are now demanding disqualify the rebels first because their idea is we will sink, but before that, we'll sink your boats.
I remember in the morning we were talking about this gentlemanly promise, and this, of course, we were discussing that possibly a very smart political statement coming in by the Speaker, who has, when speaking to Nolan Pinto, did say that it's a gentlemanly promise, but did not say that this is exactly what is going to happen on the floor of the assembly today. Akash, Yediyurappa and his MLAs have protested. They have slept in the assembly. There are people, those who are Yediyurappa in the morning, saying that more will be coming to the Congress, from the Congress to the BJP. What else is the BJP or Mr. Yediyurappa, what else can they do? What are their options?
Well, Ankit, day in and day out, we've seen multiple instances where Mr. Yediyurappa outrightly showcased that he is absolutely exasperated. That is the literal term that we're going to use for the kind of signals that we've been getting from him. He also addressed a very angry press conference a couple of days ago. Now, I just have a quick update for you. The reason why this entire ruckus started on the floor of the House was when JDS MLA Shivalinga Gowda got up and said, we still need more time to debate, and that is the reason in a hurry the vote cannot happen today. We also have reports that the Chief Minister Mr. HD Kumaraswamy met the Speaker immediately after the lunch break and sought for 2 more days, and he wanted the trust vote to happen on Wednesday. Now, these are reports that we're getting in at this point of time, but on the floor on the House, JDS MLA Shivalinga Gowda goes on to say that we need more time to debate after his Chief Minister took 3 hours 45 minutes to sum up his initial remarks. So that is exactly how evident the stalling tactics have now become, but they continue to stick to the game plan at this point of time, Ankit.
Any word from the governor's office? Because the governor would also be a very restless man. He has sent 2 at least letters to the Chief Minister, 1 to the Speaker. Nothing what he said has been abided by. Any word from the governor's office? Are they moving in? Is the governor's office trying to do something here as well? Nolan, can you hear me?
At this point of time on whether or not they're planning to intervene.
Go ahead, tell us about the governor's office. I mean, the governor's advice, his instruction has not so far been heeded either by the Chief Minister or the Speaker. What's the next move?
Well, in fact, absolutely. The governor sent 1 letter to the Speaker and 2 letters to the Chief Minister. Now, what's happening over here, the governor also can't be seen to be too involved in what's happening over here after the rebuff that the Chief Minister actually gave, stating that the governor cannot involve himself in this. And also, we see that a petition has been filed in the Supreme Court stating that the governor is interfering in the House after the conference motion has been moved. So, I just want to add on to what Akash stated over there. The BJP, sources in the BJP tell us that they are in a fix as of now because their hands are tied. Mr. Yediyurappa is really frustrated as to what's happening because, too, there was talk that it would be the best time in order to state that there's a constitutional crisis over here, get the governor to send a letter to the Home Minister, get that on the procedure, start the procedure. But the point is, if they do that, it would mean that there would be ruckus in Parliament, point one. Point two, it would also mean that Prime Minister Modi, after his huge mandate, is trying to destroy a government or pull down a government in Karnataka. So they don't want that to happen. So they have no other option but actually to wait and as frustrating as it can be, to actually wait and push and force the government over here to go about with that trust vote.
Okay. Rahul, very quickly, I just want you to come in is there a rule when it comes to, we have been discussing this time and again, and just for the benefit of our viewers, I just want you to reiterate it once again. What is the rule when it comes to trust vote debates? Is it unlimited time to unlimited speakers? How does it work on the floor of the assembly? Or speaker can do whatever he likes when it comes to the business of the house?
Ankit, over the last 15-20 days, I think all of us have gotten used to the Renaissance hotels, Sofitel and Ramadas and Taj Vivantas. I think we should realize that each minute and second of the assembly or parliament proceedings cost thousands of rupees. A session of the assembly is usually worth nothing less than 20 to 25 crore rupees. And in that scenario, it can never be endless. Nothing can be endless. Everything has to have a certain bracket in which they have to operate. Never in the history has been so that the Business Advisory Committee gives unlimited time to any motion. A trust motion is like any other motion on the floor of the House, which eventually ends in division and voting. Now, that was not fixed by the Speaker. Speaker didn't say which party will get how much, what amount of time each person will speak. Today, for the first time, it is the third day, he says that I will not allow people to speak more than 10 minutes. Then why did he allow Mr. Siddaramaiah speak for 3 hours? Why did he allow 2 lunch breaks, 1.5 hours each? It is a theatre of the absurd which has prevailed in Karnataka. And I think when I heard Akash say Wednesday, my heart shuddered, because that's exactly what my source said, that there is a yagya going on which may end on Wednesday morning.
Are we at the mercy of that astrologer Pandit who is doing that yagya for how long this Karnataka drama is going to go on? Akash, very quickly, there is no word from the rebel MLAs. If there is, and this is just mere speculation, we are only going with what possibly DK Shiv Kumar and the likes are going to, have thrown up in the air. Is there a possibility that Siddaramaiah would be able to bring back few of the rebels and save the government if he's offered the chair of the Chief Minister?
Well, Ankit, there have been multiple rumors and chatter around most of these Congress MLAs being from the Siddaramaiah camp in Congress, and Mr. Siddaramaiah actually having to do something with this entire episode. But we have absolutely nothing concrete with respect to this. Well, yes, Mr. DK Shivkumar did in the morning say that HD Kumaraswamy was ready to give up his chair, be it to any leader in the Congress, not just Mr. Siddaramaiah. But as of now, considering the sheer number game, I would just like to quote here that last evening, in fact, Mr. Kumaraswamy called up one of the family members of one of the rebel MLAs, Anand Singh, and tried to convince him personally over the call. But even that did not work. At this point of time, everybody is trying to convince them, trying to offer them something which could convince them to come back and retract their resignations, if not vote in the favor of the party. But that is not working out. At this point of time, the rebel MLAs seem to be very intact, that they do not want to come back to the coalition. But you never know. A couple of hours ago, we were talking about Mr. HD Kumaraswamy resigning, and now we know that he's seeking for 2 more days. So this is Nataka and Karnataka. You never know what exactly is going to happen. There's no surety with respect to this.
I think only one person knows. Only one person knows. The man is sitting at Mr. HD Devegowda's residence doing a special yagya at this point of time. He's the one who knows when my colleagues will be off this duty from the Vidhan Sauda, and we will possibly be talking about other stories of the country as well. But Nolan, till what time is the assembly session going to go on today? We've seen in the last, from Thursday, Friday and Monday, at least that at 6 o'clock, the Speaker adjourned the House for the day. Till when is the Speaker likely to go on today?
Well, Ankit, on Friday, at around 6 o'clock, that is when Congress MLAs all stood up and stated that the House should be adjourned. And, they come back on Monday and begin everything. But the Speaker that day stated that no, they would go on. And finally, at around 8:39 is when they finally adjourned with the promise. Again, we have to mention with the promise that on Monday, they would complete all their speeches and the trust vote would take place, or the division of votes. But as of now, as of today, it looks like this will go on for quite some time because the young or first-time MLAs are now speaking. The Speaker has given them 10 minutes of time each. So our sources tell us that mostly many of them might just finish 8, 9. But then, Ankit, we have to just see what happens next because the BJP wanted the trust vote to take place today. Will they continue with a dharna today as well, like they did the first day when they demanded that the trust vote take place? That needs to be seen as of now. So we just have to wait for about, 2-3 hours to figure out what's the Speaker's point of view and what the BJP plan to do.
Right, Rahul, a quick word from you before we slip into the break. Is the Speaker in the Congress's game now wait for the Supreme Court? If the Supreme Court forces their hand, then they will go ahead possibly with the trust vote, else they will keep delaying it, possibly also in the process disqualify a few of the rebels.
Ankit, if you look at this entire drama which has unfolded inside the assembly and outside in Bombay and other places, one thing I will say that though the Congress and the JDS alliance has not been able to get the MLAs back, strengthen its numbers, one fact is there that almost everybody who is watching TV news or reading newspapers now very firmly knows and certainly knows that who is splitting the party. So they have been able to flag the issue that the BJP is splitting, is destabilizing the government pretty well. I think the idea is not really to win the trust vote anymore. That was given up long back. I think the idea is first to damage the MLAs. That's why the disqualification threat that the Speaker has called them tomorrow at 11 o'clock. The second element is to frustrate Yediyurappa. I think the most telling picture today that Mr. Yediyurappa nearly an hour back had come inside the house looking extremely happy.
Yes.
And now he comes in, he's got his hand on his forehead, is to frustrate the BJP. Possibly they are looking forward to ruckus by the BJP if some MLAs can be suspended. Second is to frustrate the BJP in Karnataka, in Delhi, the governor and the government at the center, that they can go in for something reckless. And that's perhaps is the last hope. I think when it comes to numbers, Mr. Kumaraswamy is a minority government.
When it comes to numbers, he may be minority government, but he has the most important weapon in this game. That is the seat of the Speaker, which is dictating terms right now in the Assembly of Karnataka.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.